Boom. Pow. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the Rundown. This is where we deep dive into film and TV, along with you, our legends in the live chat. So if you're into talking about your favorite shows and films, come join the live chat, come join us live, and join the Rundown. You know what we do?
Dude, I love it when you're proud of yourself.
It's early in the morning.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome back.
Yeah.
It's Pedrogasm week, people. Anthony, what's up? You excited for Pedrogasm?
Yeah, I am. I just remembered yesterday. We had a blast yesterday. And I also remembered the quote, Daddy, what's Pedrogasm? I didn't even know who came up with that. Was it you or was it Renz or Offen? Who was it?
Renz, Offen, or Lukagi, I think.
Yeah,
One
maybe
of them.
Lukagi.
Man, I forget. Look, you know this. Oh, man. Well, I'm hyped up. If you guys can't tell, I'm hyped up. I'm hyped up to talk about The Last of Us and Mando. I bet you're hyped up too. I'm interested to know what everybody thought of Mando. I rewatched it last night again because I thought it better. Cool. And I had a blast. And I felt like it just went too quick. Way too quick. Way too quick.
Yeah, it was cool seeing Mando again.
Yeah.
Really curious to see where everything's going. And I kind of think that they're going to pull everything a bit close together. Like Mando, Boba, Rebels, Clone War, everything. Ahsoka.
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool, I think.
Yeah, I'm hyped up. I'm hyped up. I wanted to get my Mando Chrome out for the show, but I just didn't get time yesterday to get him out. So I think I'll get him out for next week.
Big ass helmet over there.
Well, this was just sitting on the shelf, but I thought we've got to have some type of representation. But I wanted to get the Chrome Mando out. So maybe next week we'll have some fun with him. Yeah. But I had to bring my helmet along because it's Mando time. I just loved it. Loved seeing him again. So I can't wait to chat with you guys. But before we get into it, why don't we just see who's here in the chat? And then we'll kick off with The Last of Us. Let's do it. So we've got Offen, the Spanner Man. Big shout out to you, brother, for all the photos this week. Absolute legend. Saved my life.
Thanks, man.
Would not have been able to do it without you.
A well-deserved spanner.
A well-deserved. We knight you. We knight you. And then we got... Of course, the big dog. I love the hat tonight. Let's go.
I love the pause.
AJ, what's up, mate? Welcome.
Yo, welcome back, AJ, as always.
The dude. Empire Strikes Again. Good to see you back, brother. Welcome back. Welcome. I always think of welcome back, Cotter. I'm saying welcome back. Welcome back. And I'm sure a few of you guys watching along there that are in the live chat. So, Anthony... Last of Us, episode 7. Do you want to get us started with the first clip here? We have the very start. I was panicking. What were you thinking? Obviously, you knew what goes on here, but I did not.
Yeah, so I didn't know that they were going to do Left Behind, but it was cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was very well done with them weaving this in and out. They did it more in Left Behind. Ellie's in the mall, and she has. I wanted to say Mando. She wants to find something to sew up Mando.
Just lean into it.
and she's in the mall with Pedro Mando, and she remembers her time with Riley in the mall. With Riley showing the mall, and it just weaves in and out more than it did in the series. But it's cool that they did it over here as well.
Yeah, mate. I didn't know what I was in store for this episode, and I'm like after it, I just thought, wow, that was actually really, really, really cool. I love that flashback, and I love the message in this story, which we'll dive into as we go through.
Yeah.
We got Darren in the house. Thanks for stopping by, brother.
Yo.
See you, mate. And Butch, what's up, Butch? If you're at work, you know what to do. Thanks for being here, mate. But yeah, like I love the start. I didn't get the picture because we're limited to 10 screenshots for each Mando and Last of Us for these next 2 weeks while we cover both for
Yeah.
Pedro-gasm.
Yeah. So to be honest, I never look at, never, since Doctor Strange, I don't look at trailers anymore, including the next episode trailers for The Last of Us. So I kind of thought that they were going to do the winter part of the game, not the Left Behind patch, which is the DLC.
So I like that you thought that because you don't watch the trailers in such a good perspective because you're not having any influence. Like I'm seeing the trailer to the next episode and
Yeah.
getting prepared for there's this new girl. What's it going to be? Maybe a flashback.
Yeah, so I do have a lot of influence because of playing the game and because of often seeing David. So I thought we were going to see David this episode.
Bloody often.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I love this bit. We go on to a creative slide next, but I just wanted to talk about, I think a picture that we didn't get to add was the horse at the start. I loved that. I loved that scene of the horse shaking off the snow just in the room before. I thought that choice of intro was, I really like when that shows do that or movies do that, give you a shot like that right before getting into something as intense as this. I don't know, I just thought it was really cool. Then we go to the flashback, so where she gets into a fight with another girl. And this is an awesome slide that often did like choose Mortal Kombat, choosing your character. Look at that,
Lady Mormont versus schoolgirl.
I thought that was sick, bro. That was super cool, and like cool. Mortal Kombat 2, great tie-in.
And he also has the professor in there.
Yep.
And Bill.
Yeah.
Kathleen. Modok. Modok.
That is hilarious. Cool. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
Thank you, man. That's so creative.
Oh man, very creative. But so I like that though, that we get a hint of, so for me not knowing anything about the DLC or anything like that, we get a hint of a friend that's away, which obviously gets paid off in a second.
Yeah.
But it's cool to show Ellie has always been, a fighter as well, and like
and it's cool
pretty strong.
Yeah, and it's cool to see that in the series they were able to pick up the Mortal Kombat 2 license because it's Warner Brothers, so that was easy to do. But in the game, they had to use a fake game. I don't know what it's called again, the Resurrection or something, or the
they're saying something like that. Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, and the character was Angel Knives.
Yes, Angel Knives. That is cool. And I like hearing him talk about it on the podcast. I always find that really interesting to listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Still to this day, like I look forward to it the next day. I listen to it. So I thought that was really cool. This moment here, I thought I really, really enjoyed. And I want to know what you guys think, because I really like how they showed this side of Federer as well. And I did watch, I think it was maybe the John Campea show or something like that. I didn't get a chance to listen to much about it other than the podcast this week. But I remember maybe it was them talking about, or maybe it was the podcast, talking about showing this side of Fedra as not the big bad evil. Did you like that too?
Because this is an addition as opposed to in the game where you just see Riley and Ellie, with Riley sneaking in. So usually when they add stuff into the series, it's a brilliant move. And I think it is here as well, because not only do you see Fedra as an actually functioning system, but they make the evil not as evil. Because it's true what they say, that Fedra's the only one holding things down, because if Fedra wasn't there, people would just kill and murder each other, like we've seen with Kathleen's gang, of course. And also, it's not only that they show Fedra as a functioning machine, but also that Ellie has a future there. Ellie has a future there as an officer, because she's smart. She doesn't care, but she's smart. And he sees right through her. So he could become or he could have been sort of a father / mentor figure to Ellie, who does give her a second chance, or a third chance, or a fourth chance.
Hmm.
And her future that is proposed here is like directly opposite to Riley's future. So that's what's cool about this.
Yeah, yeah, I like that,
Yeah.
and I like the fact that you know generally, you see like the rebels are great leaders, and it's cool how they show him saying that. But they just really humanized him. They made him, he comes across as a good guy. You don't think that they're bad,
Yeah.
and you get that look at their point of view. And I really like how they encapsulated that here in the show, and the world that they're setting for Fedra in the show world as opposed to the game world. I think it's
Yeah,
really
and
cool.
also I think talking about it, it's even more brilliant than I thought, or I like it even more than I thought, because it's not only showing this guy who could be this specific role to Ellie, it's not only
Hmm.
showing Fedra functioning and as actual humans instead of just NPCs to be killed,
Hmm.
but it's also showing that this guy sees that Ellie has leadership potential. So it's not
Mm.
only about her future, but also that she's not a Mary Sue. Um,
Yeah.
she just he just sees that she's a leader in her
And
own way.
and for sure. And you know what I thought about like this? It shows even the way he's talking to her and the advice he's giving her, which I
Hmm.
just think is just so well how they did that.
Yeah,
It's it's a path of normalcy to like normal world, what it used to be like before, working in a job, aspiring for promotions. If you get these promotions, do this job, you can live a better life. Like you
yeah,
get to you have a better lifestyle. So it's
yeah,
actually like a sense of normalcy in a post-apocalyptic world, which I thought is something to strive for, and would be what I would think would draw a lot of people to do something like that. It has purpose. It's a purposeful. If you
yeah,
think about it like this guy thinks about it, it's a purposeful job to do in that time.
yeah. And
It's
it's
the only
kind of
job to do.
like what we liked about Andor with the ISB,
Mm,
them showing the inner mechanics and the humanness about it.
yes, 100%. Yeah, really liked it. Like even though it was a short scene, I
Yeah,
thought it was very impactful
yeah.
for sure. Damn. Then you got Offen over here. It was Vin Diesel. I had to leave that up there. Wait, let's go back. Oh, damn, it is. I thought it was Darren.
Oh
You,
man,
that's
I
gangster.
didn't even see that.
Yeah,
Mode
and I
off.
think the game in it is the turning. I
Ah,
think.
yeah, the turning, the turning. Thanks.
Man, look, he's dropping gems. He is the Spanner Man.
Oracle Studios.
Oracle Studios. AJ, I feel like it was brutal or something along those
Yeah,
lines.
so the turning. Yeah.
Yeah. Mechanic. August,
Mode
son,
off.
only for family. That's
Mode
gangster.
off.
He his face works perfectly with it. To be fair,
Yes, we're
goddamn.
back to the Mary Sue. Ellie is not Cassie Lang. They've built up Ellie perfectly.
Yeah, perfectly,
Yeah.
definitely. So then, in space of like in what's that word? What's the word? To sacrifice of time, her friend comes back. We learn it's for me. I have no idea what's going to happening. So to me, it's the friend's back. It wasn't until later I started clicking. Literally, as this episode progressed, I'm like, hang on, does Ellie like her like that? And then I actually had that journey throughout the show. I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I didn't know at the start when she first comes back, right?
Yeah.
Unless I just missed the signals, but I didn't pick up on those signals until as the episode went on. But I put this picture in. I chose this one that I often sent through because he sends through a few. Because I thought it was actually a really cool scene again, going back to her infatuation. It's not infatuation for violence or the gross, but she's just very intrigued by it, and I think that's another value that officer probably sees in her, that she's not turned off by death or violence, like she's in fact intrigued or drawn to it somehow. I think that showed here when she wants to get up close again and look at the body. Did you get that, or am I dreaming? I thought that was
Yeah, I was just turned off by taking the liquor bottle from the dead guy and just drinking it.
that's what kids do,
Imagine.
bro.
Imagine finding a new corpse over there, not even
Yeah,
checking if it's being infected or not. Just taking the bottle and drinking the
yeah.
alcohol from it. That's
That's
so
true.
gross, dude. That's so gross.
That is gross. Yeah, it's pretty touched his dead
Especially
ass
since,
lip.
especially since people get infected by the mouths, right? So it's ultra gross.
I didn't even think about it like that. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But I like that they're at this point in time. They're in the journey. They're going somewhere. They're going on their own little adventure, which is
Yeah.
cool. And you know something's going to happen along the way when they start off like that. So then we go to. I'm just trying to think what else happened in this scene between then and where is it? I couldn't be the last slide. Is it? Man,
Is
I'm
this
on
the
the
last
wrong
slide
slide.
already? Nah.
No.
I think so.
Okay, the arcade. I had very few pictures for the arcade. That's the problem. So they get to the arcade. Really cool. I was going to have a picture in there of that you sent through of Ellie just standing and looking at it after it got lit up, like
Yeah.
after she lights it up, and that was a really cool picture. But this whole journey through the shops again was just really cool. Them getting to see all the different, what life was like, all the different places. The picture, there was a picture in it where there was a back in 5 minutes sign. I thought that was really cool. Like what, and I think it was John Campion. He said he would love to see a film or a show on what happened to the person who locked up that store, who thought that'd be 5 minutes, like what, like during the outbreak. How crazy would that be? I'm like, that
Oh,
is
that's
cool.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like, what happened to them? Like, you just, I'll be back in 5 minutes. You walk outside, there's a bloody outbreak.
Yeah.
World ends. But there's a lot to unpack in this whole walking through the shops sequence. Did you have any points from that whole sequence, Anthony? Because we go from there to, I'll just show you guys the next slide. That's the wrong one. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oops. So we go from that. We're going to go from this one to this guy waking up. But then also to them on the carousel. So they're like the three next points.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So
the whole journey through the shops. Do you want to
yeah, there were a couple of things that I liked. I liked the fact that we get to know that Riley was with the Fireflies, and that they've been talking about doing something for a while, but not thinking that she would actually join the Fireflies. And I don't know if Ellie was hurt about it. I don't know if she showed that she was hurt about Riley choosing the Fireflies over her here already. Maybe it's later. But over here in the series, they explain that Fedra actually just turns off the switches for the power, but the whole city still has power, which is like a cool concept because in the game it's just like segments of the town still have power, which includes the mall. But over here they say the whole city still has power. Fedra just shuts everything off, and Fedra says this part is infected, but it's not. So they kind of lie to the public just to keep everything manageable, which is. It kind of makes sense, right? That's how you would do things.
Yeah. Well, our government's probably doing that to us, mate. Our government, they lie to us to keep us in the matrix.
Yeah, I think your ISB agent is actually even doing it to you right now.
She is.
She is. And in the podcast, Neil Druckmann and Greg Mason talk about that they had to create this second floor of the mall all from scratch because they had a mall to film in and it looked awesome, but they didn't have a second floor, so they just had to create it in post.
That's crazy. I really enjoyed the whole sequence though, going from shop to shop. The lingerie shop was an interesting one. That's when I started clicking on more so that Ellie liked. What was her name again? Sorry, I forgot.
Riley.
That Ellie liked Riley.
Yeah, and the fun thing is that this is the part where you get to play as Ellie in the winter, which I think is. Oh yeah, it's in the series it would be behind this one, but you get to play as Ellie, without any weapons again, of course. But instead of using the mechanics to battle or to fight as you do with Joel, you use it to connect with Riley. So you have all these options to choose from poses and which face to do, and in this phone booth kind of thing.
That's cool.
And you have like normally you throw bricks or Molotov cocktails or nail bombs, and with the same mechanic, now you throw bricks at cars, because that's the other surprise Riley has. They just throw bricks at cars as like a challenge. So that's when Ellie wins. So Ellie is the fucking brick master. All the mechanics
Okay.
you use to usually kill people, they now use for Ellie and Riley to connect, which is also very cool. You also have like this hunt type of part of the game where you get 2 super soakers, because they loved super soakers and they always wanted to have super soakers, and then you
Oh
have to
wow.
hunt. You have to hunt Riley, and Riley's really quick, as she knows where you are. But you use your listening mode and your stealth, and then you try to get her as wet as possible with water, literally, not the pedrogasm. And it's a fun little. It's just it's so well done and original.
That is cool. That's a cool to hear it. That's how it is in the game, because I really enjoyed this whole journey of them bonding, having fun. It's like she's having the best night of her life.
Yeah,
It's like she's having the
yeah,
best night of her
literally,
life right before the worst night of her life.
and it
Most.
feels like it because
Hmm.
you're used to scavenging for resources and being stealthy, and you can be
Hmm.
killed at any second. And now you're just carefree, as long as you're
Yeah.
with Riley. When you flash back to the mall part with Pedro Pascal again, the
Hmm.
it's not a matter completely, because there's a lot of guys there. But this is so carefree.
So carefree. You know, it reminded me of like um, films I watched when I was younger, of like, the teenage youth like having the night of their life, having an adventure going on. It was kind of like a mini version of that for
It's like
Ellie.
a zombie Holocaust breakfast club.
Yeah, right. Like that, it's had that feel to it. Even if just for a little bit, I had
Yeah,
that feeling when I was watching it. I was like,
yeah,
this reminds me of a teenage. And then when I started clicking that she's in love, it's like, oh wow, they're doing it. Like they're doing like a little mini love story, night of the life, best night of my life
yeah,
episode, basically. But to sell a fantastic message, different messages. The start from the officer, and then Riley's lesson to her as well coming up, which just I thought just tied in so well into why she had the flashback as she got determined and went up and got the stuff to save Mando, Joel Mando, Gasm, Pedro
yeah. And
Gasm.
it's a couple of things, of course, because it's not only the fact that, well, not here, but in the game, it's both in the mall. So Joel has the wound and he's lying on the floor over at the mall. So that's why the flashback makes a lot of sense to go back to the mall.
Mm,
And also it has to do with her love relationships, because Riley and Mando are the two which have been closest to her in her life,
yes.
in a different way, but she looked up to both of them, and she wanted to be like both of them, especially when it
Yeah.
comes to being savage and standing up for yourself. It's like the girl in the beginning said, like, you don't fight, your friend fights. That's what
Mm,
she really admires about Riley.
yeah, that's cool. That was cool. Such a great episode. Like
Yeah,
this show cannot miss. Really, it cannot miss.
yeah.
Maybe we should check some of the chat. I've been
Oh
a little
yeah.
bit slack. See what you
Where
guys are
were we?
doing. We got Lukagi back in the house. The big dog.
Welcome
You
back.
know what we
You
do.
know what we do, Ellie.
He also, Lukagi, sent me the clip of Waleed jumping through the window and then flying back through the window. I just didn't get a chance to upload it to the computer,
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
I
That's
will have
awesome,
that
Lugagi.
next week. I promise. I
Oh
promise. I
man,
will have that
so
next
grateful
week.
for for your
Yeah.
video
So,
edits.
and it's longer, so I think that's one I'll use from now on. He'll just always be able to jump through, come back, and then we can just keep rewatching. Do an episode of
Yeah,
it. And then AJ's talking about here. That's one rough day at work. I think you're referring back to the guy who put the
yeah,
sign
with the
up. Be
five
back in
minutes.
5 minutes. Um, whoever thought to put that on there was a legend.
Yeah, they did. I would have loved to see Brickmaster.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I think they kept working. Yeah, he's been away for 3 minutes. She says in Kin last episode, everyone she cared about has either died or left
Yeah,
them,
yeah,
and that just adds more weight to it, doesn't it?
yeah. Because not only because Riley is going to die, but she's really pissed that Riley would choose joining the Fireflies over being with Ellie. Um,
Yes.
yeah,
Oh, actually, speaking of that, then we'll go to the next slide because that's the next part of the journey. This guy obviously wakes up when they're being loud.
yeah,
Now she'd be living in there for a week. It's strange that I did think it was strange that he didn't wake up before then, but maybe it was the noise of two kids laughing and playing. She's probably quiet when she's been in there before. Maybe that's the explanation.
yeah. I would think that you'd check everything, but you know,
Yeah,
it's a big mall.
yeah. It's there for the story, I guess, to move the story along.
Yeah,
Then I'll leave this slide up and then we'll come back and go from this point, I guess, when they have that conversation where she finds the pipe bombs. So I think that's the next one because that's where they have a bit of a conversation. That's right before she goes to leave and come back. But we'll continue with the chats first. Often says, Ellie says it's water pistols. You have a big water pistol fight in the game. Yep.
yeah.
You should choose your words more wisely as guardian. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh, actually, okay, side note. Last night, my daughter, the ISB agent, you guys need to know how much she burned me. She burned me so hard that just made me think of it. That you should choose your words wisely. I said to her, we should watch Buzz Lightyear. You'll like it. The new Disney Buzz Lightyear with Chris Evans. I'm like, let's watch it. Like, she didn't watch it the first time properly. So I'm like, I feel like watching it. I'm like, let's watch it. She goes, excuse me, I didn't order a side of your opinion. And I was like, Lonnie was like, ultimate burn. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, what the hell? And the way she said it was way funnier than me, and just like totally shot me down. So, yeah,
This is going the wrong way, John.
yeah.
You might need to put a stop to that. I would cut her off food and water for a week just to just to turn things around.
Oh man, I tell you what, if she's not a stand-up comic or something, I don't know. I tell you what, destroyed me.
Oh man.
So back to this anyway. What do you call an alligator in a vest?
Ah, I forgot that one.
Was that from the game, like one of the jokes?
Yeah, I stopped because you can choose how long you can go on with the jokes, and it was enough for me. So just
I
went
like
on with
this.
the game.
Empire Strikes Again. This one's good too. Imagine how Ellie's mind will get blown when she finds out Joel is a space bounty hunter. I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. It's Mole. What's up? Often is part 2 you get infected, fused to
the wall.
What? And jump at you when you get close. Is assuming that this infected is based on. Okay.
Yeah, so in the podcast, they say that he wakes up because of their joy, which kind of didn't make sense to me, but hey, it's the showrunner, so who am I to argue?
Yeah, if it's their idea, right? I'm just, okay.
Yeah.
The disrespect. Tell me about it, bro. You took that opinion to go. I did. I was in shock. I was literally in shock.
Yeah.
And the way she said it was so funny. Like, Ilani just
man,
started
yeah.
laughing her ass off. They're just both laughing at me. And she just, like, that face, like
Did she do that?
something like that. She does like a like that.
Did she give you
After
black attitude?
just a little.
Says.
Just a little.
I think that the S and ISB stands for says.
Yeah. An investigator.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, she. Often Killer
Killer
Croc.
Croc.
Andre's in the house. He's back to long comment guy. Dun, 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 dun. That was hilarious. Read that on your Instagram. She will go far. Don't show her
The
screenshots.
screen and ender screenshots. Yeah.
Let me give him her ammunition pro. Yeah, she'd probably tear it apart for sure. Okay, I think we're up to par on the chats. So
Cool.
continuing through the shops, really cool. Then we get to here, which I thought was a really it was a really nice moment. And in this part, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, she's in love. She's in love with a friend. And then we find out that she's leaving, right? This is where she tells her that she's not coming back or she's
Yeah.
not staying. And that's where it kind of goes south for a little bit. That's where he, I think, wakes up maybe, or maybe it was when they were playing Mortal Kombat. Was it that one? That one happened then, I think. Either way, they get into an argument. She talks about the pipe bombs. Do you want to break this part down anymore, Anthony? Like about that, and then going to leave and coming back. Like I really loved that part myself.
Yeah, so she really wants to leave, but she can't because she still needs to say goodbye.
Yeah,
Because they both love each other, right? And
yeah,
even though Riley really loves Ellie, she's choosing the Fireflies. And I love how they talk about that or communicate that very maturely, because this is not the way Joel would have done it. Joel would have been a lot more petty about it. But Ellie and Riley are able to communicate it better. And when Ellie finds the pipe bomb, because before the pipe bomb, it wasn't really clear what part Riley would play in the Fireflies. She could be like a scout or an informant or whatever.
yeah,
But this actually shows you that, one, she's on patrol over there, or she's stationed there. And secondly, she'll actually kill Fedra people. Maybe also innocent people, but surely Fedra people. And Ellie just got told by the officer that she is leader material for Fedra. So this would
yeah.
actually place them right opposite each other. Riley is making bombs to kill Ellie in the future.
Yeah, which
Not
is
literally, but
yeah, and the way they do that, like, because after just seeing that conversation with her and the officer,
yeah,
to her, these guys are the terrorists. Like, wait, we're trying to bring order and
yeah.
make sure everything doesn't go into chaos, and you're trying to stop it. You know, you're trying to kill those people, and it was just done really well, really, really well. AJ has to
Oh,
run. Oh, take care, brother. Have a good night, dude.
we're here. Bye bye, man.
Or good morning, night, whatever it is. Thanks for being here, mate. Channel member, absolute legend. Peace out.
Yeah.
Laters. Yeah, this.
Kids. Later, guys.
Later, guys. You can do his accent better, I think. You can do the English accent well. When she goes to leave, that's a typical like trope in a show or a film where they have the argument and then it's almost like the romantic comedy part where they have to fight, goes to leave, comes back.
Yeah.
But I still enjoyed it, loved
Yeah.
it. I thought it played really well. Then it gets to the action sequence, the fight. I didn't get any clips for that for the sake of time. I wanted to use this picture that often sent through because I think this captures it more, the emotion of the whole sequence, more important than the fight sequence anyway.
Yeah, because I'm sure you had great artistic screenshots of this, but often ones just captured it better.
Yeah, he just did it much better. So, you know, I had more of a Dutch angle on my take. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get that Michael.
They were
Bay.
awesome, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. That look. I'm making a picture book. Moments of the rundown. Skeen and Endor on the cover as my all-time number one. That's a cover pick. But this whole end piece, like when they dance, I want to go to the dancing part because I didn't get to add the picture of them dancing. I feel like my intuition watching it is Riley initiated that moment by setting up the dancing with the masks. I think that was her wanting to make something happen, wanting to see if there was something was there. And now maybe I'm reading into it, but I felt like as the older one, I feel like she that was her way of saying, let's get into a moment where we might get close and something could happen. Dancing together can bring that on. Am I way off on that? Did you get that feeling from that as well?
Didn't get the feeling, but I can't say that it wasn't supposed to be like that. So I don't know, because Riley organized everything, right?
Yeah, right.
And it's supposed to give like emotions because she gave her Starlight. What's it called again? Savage Starlight. I don't know if
Yep.
it was in the series or in the game. They did the carousel.
Hmm.
They did the photo booth. So she set a lot of stuff up. I don't know if it's intentional to see if there's something there or not. I didn't.
Mm.
It didn't feel that way, but
Yeah.
could have been cool.
Maybe I was
Yeah,
just it's just as a thought I went on as I was
yeah,
watching
yeah.
it
It could be. It could be.
because then the moment happened and the way the moment happened I thought was really cool because like after having thinking that she's back, they're having this great night together. Um, she's letting her walls down again more. Then she finds out that she's leaving and that she's the whole Firefly thing. Then she goes to leave and changes her mind and goes back. And then I have this moment. It was just so well done. I
Yeah,
thought like they
yeah,
captured like a lot of um, story depth to add emotion to this moment.
yeah,
When for me, who hasn't played the game, is like uh, even from watching the trailer, I'm like, okay, this is probably someone from her past that she's going to remember. I'm assuming that she's going to lose that person, but I'm not 100% sure because I
mm,
haven't played the game. So I thought that this might happen or something might happen where she leaves or she dies. But
yeah,
even though I knew that that was going to happen, I still loved it. Like it still hit me the way they did it.
yeah,
Um, and I think that was really then that to me makes a great show. Even if you kind of know what the outcome's going to be, you still uh, really enjoy how they get you there, get you to that point. So that's my thoughts on that whole scene. And I think the message she gives, I'll just finish up on this bit before I give
mm-hmm,
it back to you. The whole message that she gives you that we don't quit, we don't give up, just worked so perfectly for the end sequence of her coming back to now and going to save Joel. Like, oh man, like just the way they did that
yeah,
and just build up this love story to get that message also of don't ever give up, see it through to the end, and then you see her do that. Fuck,
yeah,
like
yeah.
blown away,
Yeah, that was
blown
cool.
away.
That was very cool.
I thought that was so cool. Which is this next clip, obviously, and that's the end of the episode, pretty much. So, do you want to finish up on? Actually, just before you do, William's back. What's up, brother? Thanks for
Hey,
being here,
welcome back.
brother. Um, yeah, but do you want to add to that, like that whole end sequence? Your thoughts? You want to give your thoughts on it before we wrap
No,
up?
it's just like you
After that?
said. I don't think I can add anything. Just the fact of her losing the first person that was that important to her, and
Mm,
Riley saying, "Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 2 days. We'll just
mm,
make the best of it." Um, yeah, that was a cool statement.
yeah, so cool, and so much like courage in such a young person to
Yeah,
like just accept the fate, like to oh man, imagine that knowing that's going to happen. I feel like they captured that well.
yeah, and it's a, this whole episode is a cool setup for Ellie becoming the leader of these two because the officer already told us and Ellie that she is leader material,
Mm,
that she has the head for it. Riley infuses this motivation on her because this is the second person she actually loves. That's an extra motivation. So
mm-hmm.
even though Mando actually shoves Ellie away just to steer clear and be safe, um, um, she's sticking around and
Yeah,
making the best of it.
yeah. Yeah, and just mate, the that whole story to get her to be like, no, I'm not giving up in this
Yeah,
moment here and come back and save him. And the way he looks at her, the way she looks at him, they hold hands, like, wow,
yeah,
so cool, so cool, so freaking
yes.
cool. And to add some levity, this is fantastic. You need to make a
A
coffee
view
table
from above.
book. That is the best name ever.
That's so method. That's so method. If
Oh,
Hawkeye
bro,
has a book, a view from above.
that that deserves this. You know what we do.
Know what we do.
I love that. I
Oh
love
man,
that. Yeah, that's
coffee
classic.
book
And then
table.
I'll read it
Coffee
like
table
Paul,
book.
like Ant Man, in like
Yeah,
Paul Rudd and Ant Man. I'll do reading to us.
like this.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I
That's
loved in
hilarious.
Ant Man that he just had the same pose as the book.
Yeah, so classic. Oh man. Dealing with your fate, says William.
Yeah,
Yes, dealing with your fate, and they handle that so well, so well. So for me, rating for the episode, let's just chuck our ratings in here, guys, and I would say it's a 5 out of 5. Just for the message, the story, I got to do it. 5 out of 5. So I'm going to add that in. Let us know your thoughts. And if there's any other thoughts on the episode, let us know in the chat now and we can discuss it before we move on to Mando. Anthony's keeping it real at 4.5.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I could have said 5.
You could have leaned that way. Okay.
Yeah. Bricks. That's better. Yeah. 4.5 out of 5 bricks.
I did mushrooms. You type in fun guy, that's what comes up.
Yeah.
Boom. 5 out of 5 for me. Often's got 4 out of 5. Nice. Yeah. High up episode for sure. Well, whilst you guys throw in your marks, I'm going to just change the pictures. Anthony, if you want to engage with the chat or talk about anything.
Yeah, so another thing that I loved about the arcade, which I forgot to tell, is that like Neil Druckmann and Greg Mason had the same nostalgia about entering arcade halls as I did when I grew up. So that was cool to hear. For the ratings, often as 4.5 out of 5 bricks. Ooh. Emperor Strikes Again. Are we still doing the rocket thing? Yeah, we are. Nah, because I'm sending rocket. So we don't have to persuade him. Andre hasn't seen Mando yet.
Oh no, Andre! How dare you?
We're losing Andre.
You're fired.
Yeah, slow comment guy.
slow watch show guy. No, all good, brother. Come back next week if you watch it. Maybe.
Yeah. So William Owens has 4.9 out of 5 bites. 0.9. Where did that 0.1 go? Butch has 4.5 out of 5. Often. Oh nice, yeah, they should have shown the GamePro magazine with the fatality move list. Yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been cool because, oh yeah, I didn't even say that because, I actually grew up in that era playing arcades, also doing the fatalities and just learning from the magazines, and Riley knows all the moves for the game, but as opposed to the series where they actually play the game, it's like a mind game. It's like a fantasy game in the game because the game doesn't work. The machine is broken. So Riley has Ellie close her eyes and just tell her what to do, and they just play make believe with the game, which is pretty cool. But you still have to input like the fight commands, which are basically the same as you would have in Mortal Kombat, including the fatality. So that was cool. That was a cool touch.
That is cool. Andre hadn't seen Last of Us, so he saw Mando. Beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful.
Okay. Cool.
Hang on then. Strap in. Hang on. Let's go.
So you just got all the spoilers then?
You just got all the spoilers. But now you can go into the episode. You can go into the episode now.
Cool.
With a great...
Went one for a chipped tooth.
4.999. Oh, shit. Of course Lakagi would. Of course he would.
Yeah.
Well, that gives us. Well, that closes off Last of Us. So, what? 2 episodes left, I think. 7.
Yeah, I think so. But I am curious. What does the episode have to do, Lokage, to improve on that 0.001?
Yeah, I want to know what that is too.
Yeah.
I know what it is. One of my screen and Andor shots. That would have put it over the line for him. If I had thrown that in there, I think that would have pumped him up.
Maybe, like a end credit scene.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So that brings us to, man, so anticipated. It feels like forever since Mando season 2. The amount of times I rewatched the episodes of him in Book of Boba, in anticipation of this show. They're some of my favorite episodes too. That episode with him where he fights Heavy Mando. Wow, that was a great episode. Yeah. So for me, I was super excited just to re-enter the world of the Mandalorian and Grogu. And watching it again, like it was, I love it that much. I've already watched it twice. You know what I mean? Since
Cool.
Wednesday, it's just one of those shows. But I'm interested to deep dive because I did have expectations of the show when I was coming in. I don't know why, but that's been happening to me lately. I've been anticipating things. I got to get off. I got to get off that. And again, I will always repeat myself and say I enjoyed it more the second time, rewatching it. Just taking in more of the story because you know how I do. I enjoy. I'll forget.
Yeah.
So watching it to take in all the conversation. Sometimes you know Mila might be talking to me, or we're eating, or we're talking, or something while the show's on, and I might miss something. So watching it a second time, taking the story in more. But we'll kick it off. We've got 10 pictures, and I'd like you to kick us off. You know, how are you feeling coming in? And then as we get into the story, do you want to do initial thoughts, or do you want to kind of just go through the scenes?
We can just go through the scenes because I saw this and I don't know why, but I kind of thought that it was back in time when Din Djarin was taking his oath, and
That's exactly what Lani said. That's what Lani
yeah,
said.
and of course it's like a parallel to it, but I was kind of thinking that it was that, and of course you see Pasvisla and you see the armor and they look exactly the same, and I thought that's weird. They haven't aged at all. But it was a bit slow in the uptake. But it was cool to see like a couple of different houses there.
Yeah. All the Mandalorians was really good and shows that they're still strong. So what I got from this was assuming that they've set up shop somewhere else,
Yeah,
and they're growing their. This is to me them growing their community more, adding more people to the cult. Let's say, per se,
yeah, yeah,
indoctrinating more people into the cult.
yeah. And for the people, for the viewers, it's also like a small taste of a recap of why Mando is on his mission.
Hmm. I would like to touch. I would like to talk about this and see what you think because
Hmm.
at the start of this episode, what the feeling I got, his conversation coming up with her in this whole sequence.
Yeah,
I will say I found it strange that they didn't show. I think this is where my expectation was in that they didn't show previously on, including anything from Book of Boba. Because if you don't watch Book of Boba, let's say you didn't watch Book of Boba, you finish Mandalorian season 2, he gives Grogu up, you come back to this season, and he's got Grogu again, and there's no recap of what they did in Book of
well,
Boba
they
and him with
kind
the
of
dark saber.
do. They
Well,
kind of do
see,
by saying he removed his helmet.
yeah, but
And now he has
that's
to,
the
you know?
exact point I want to make. That's the
Yeah.
exact point, though. She already had that conversation in Book of Boba. So
Hmm.
to me, watching it, you're repeating a conversation you previously had. That took me out of the show for a second because to me, that was looking at it saying that's them telling the people who may not have watched Book of
Yeah,
Boba,
yeah,
and rather than being a story beat, it's a catch up point. Instead of you could have just shown what happened in Book of Boba and promoted that show to people who hadn't watched that, because there are people that don't. Like my dad would be someone who would watch Mando, but maybe not have watched Book of Boba. So for someone like him, he did watch Book of Boba because I told him about it, but he wouldn't have known otherwise and didn't. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, for people like the audience
yeah.
like that.
I think I kind of like this better. That you don't need
Really?
to watch Book of Boba to enjoy Mando.
No, yes, and I get that, and that's what I want to talk to you about.
Yeah,
But my thing is, for someone who has watched Book of Boba, it took
yeah.
me out of the story for a second because I'm like, they're only doing this to show the people who haven't watched Book of Boba. Why are
Yeah.
you having the same conversation that you had in that last episode? Like in their journey as characters together, for me who's watching along, you've already talked. Why are you having this conversation again?
Yeah,
You know,
true.
what, like,
True.
so that's. Did anybody else feel like that? That's what it made me feel, and that was the only gripe I had with the episode.
It
Really, was
didn't
just
bother me
that.
at all, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, why'd you have this conversation again for? But I get it. I get it. But I wish they could have done the recap maybe instead and had this conversation be a continuation of that previous conversation, which it
Yeah,
ends up becoming. But it does become that at the end where
yeah,
he's like, you know, and it's a cool moment where he's like, I'm going to go and she's like, this is the way. And I'm like, yeah,
yeah.
boom. I love that. You know,
True,
still love
true.
that. But do you want to add to that? Anything into
No, 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 no. I'm just thinking
It's just
about
a
what you
thought I
said.
had.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just a thought I had. It's just a thought I had.
Would have made more
Like
sense,
maybe
to be honest. Yeah.
it's just maybe also because I've rewatched that episode from Book of Boba so much because I think it's just a fantastic episode that conversation was more in my mind because I've
Maybe.
seen
Yeah.
it multiple times. Maybe. If anyone else in the chat feel like that, let me know. But anyway, we come to this. Then the action sequence. What did you think about the whole action sequence? This is
They
before the
kind of look.
conversation, before we see them.
Yeah. So I like seeing them fight something, but they also kind of felt like noobs. Um, because he does like this uh, alligator roll when they
Mm,
put hooks in him, and they try to pierce his armor, which doesn't really work. And
yeah.
I kind of felt like they should have known. And of course, you can say that this is like a once in a lifetime creature, or they didn't encounter this creature yet because
Mm,
they just came to that cave, or um, but that needed more explanation for me because it seemed
mm.
like they were for like these stone cold bounty hunters. They seemed a bit noobish.
Yeah, they seemed a little inequipped to
Yeah,
handle the situation. It felt
yeah,
like again, which I mean, when we look at it, it's huge. Um, but you're right. Obviously, it's for Mando to come in and save the day and just remind them he's a baller.
yeah.
Because that's what he does. I loved this shot though. I love this shot, and I love that I often got this clip. Something about this shot, I just think it looks epic, and it's only on this for a brief second in the show, but
Hmm.
uh, really, I love the angle. I love the helmet, like seeing the helmet like that, and this guy just shooting up into the air. What that would
Yeah,
feel like if you were doing that. I thought they captured that really cool.
yeah. It looks
Really,
cool.
really, it does
So
look
I
cool.
loved seeing some action, but yeah, it kind of diminished the power of the Mandalorians for me.
Mm. Yeah, made them look like a bunch of inexperienced, and
Yeah,
maybe they
noobs.
are. Remember,
Noobs.
because not too long ago they were like, "There's hardly any of them left." So maybe these guys are newbie-ish. Maybe I don't know. A lot of young. Look like there was a lot of young people
Nah,
there.
don't
You don't
think
think
so.
so?
I think so.
Okay. Let's catch up on what these guys are saying. Lakagi says, "Last of Us was 5 out of 5." To be honest, just thought I'd change it up a bit. I love it. Andre says, "I thought the fight was horrific. They're supposed to be some of the best fighters. They made terrible choices in the battle." Yeah, yeah, I did. I agree. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't know if I'm being too analytical, if that's even the word. It felt like again this scene was to set up Mando coming in to save the day
Yeah, of
and
course,
have
of course.
the conversation to show the people who hadn't seen Book of Boba why he's going to do what he's going to do.
Yeah, yeah. But
In a
that
way.
would have been fine with me if only they would have seemed a bit more competent.
Mm.
Um, because a creature like this, you would have known about it. I think even a kid. I think if you ask Mila what a crocodile does as soon as it has a deer, I think she'll say it'll roll, just snap its neck. And they should have known that.
Lani actually said that too. Lani was like, didn't these guys know that this was here? She's like,
Yeah,
they had no idea. Like, yeah, so no context added.
yeah,
And again, I think the show needs to be longer. It just felt too quick for me.
yeah.
Now, maybe time when you're loving it, I was in the zone, I was loving it. So maybe that's why it felt like it went quick. But 38 minutes, let's bump it up to 50, guys.
Hmm.
I think all us Mando fans would be happy if they
Yeah,
made them 50-minute episodes and gave us more of an Andor one. Great shot, right? It is a great
yeah. It
shot.
was. It was.
They were out of their depth, says often. Yep.
Yeah, literally.
So if they have to fight Mando, he's going to kick their ass.
I think the visors were dusty. It wasn't washing day yet. Alligators are very soon.
No explanation. Agreed. The scene was set up to show Mando saving the day. A little
Yeah,
lazy
it was.
compared to
It was
Endor's
lazy
writing.
writing.
Yeah, in comparison to something like Endor. In saying that, though, I love it that much. It's just like a comfort show. I'll still like. I loved rewatching it, and I just forget all those things. But when I'm being a little bit more critical for the show, because I want to actually try and think about storytelling. I'm trying to think more about storytelling and how you bring things in, like setting up scenes like this. And
Yeah, and I think Alvin's right here. I think when it comes to writing, we really are spoiled with Andor.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Often 100%, 100%. And Last of Us, to be fair, Last of Us is the next
Yeah.
thing
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
that's spoiling us. Honestly, I felt so spoiled with Andor. Yeah, I can't wait to go back and rewatch it. Like I'll give it some time and then I'll re-delve back in. I do that with my favorite shows. Oh, we've seen that one. I had no hype coming into Mando, and that hasn't changed after the episode. Oh, often not as hyped up this season. Well, maybe we'll swing you a little way as we continue.
Yeah, but also I'm more hyped about right now. I'm more hyped about The Last of Us, and after that, I'm more hyped about Ahsoka. So maybe that also has to do with it, right? But I think they'll weave in more into each other.
Yeah.
So that's why it's still going to be cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Mando pop up in Ahsoka. I'm sure that's going to be sick. Now, look. In saying that, I love this whole moment with her because I love the armor. She's awesome. I do like her character. I like the way she talks. She's just a unique type of character. I do quite like her and her conversations with Mando. So anytime we get to see her on screen, I think she's a badass. But then we go from here. We set up the story, so we know that he wants to go back to Mandalore.
Because she's a badass, but then she needs to save the kid, and she only has like a stupid melee weapons to fight this killer croc, which they can't fight with a Gatling gun, flamethrowers, grappling hooks, jetpacks, and she just walks in there with her sticks to save the kid. But she kind of
that upset you.
Yeah.
That upset you.
Not my favorite scene.
Not your favorite scene. Yeah, not your favorite scene. I agree. But here, this is look. If we don't get, I just want to say, if we don't get a Grief Karga in this outfit with two little robots
Grand Magistrate Karga for you.
Sorry, sir. This, honestly, I don't normally gush so much about outfits on characters normally, but this is such an epic look that if they finally give us a version of him, I want this look. He's just with the pistol that he uses later because he's a boss. I loved all the stuff with Carl Weathers. I love Carl Weathers. Yeah. Just from the Rocky days, he's in Predator and movies like that. He's just iconic.
Yeah.
And to have him back in the show is awesome. But I want this version of him. That would be, damn, I think they could do a good job with him too.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a fantastic figure to the collection. But I love this whole sequence of them coming back, meeting him again, seeing this city that we've previously seen. It shows that he is really a good guy and he's doing he's doing a great job now that he's off on this world, which is so cool.
Yeah, because he was kind of dodgy in the beginning, remember? When we first saw him?
Yeah, he was.
He was very dodgy, and now he's like the good guy.
Yeah, and I like seeing that.
Yeah.
I like seeing that.
Yeah.
We're missing a few questions here. Comments. What have we got? I also watched the latest Attack on Titan, and that is just
I
a
need to catch up
masterpiece
still, but I really loved Shingeki no Kyojin.
Yeah, Andre here. I love Mando for the visuals. Makes me feel like a kid again. Love Andor for the writing and realism. Mando's just like a happy place. Just such an adventure to me. It's very. I love the adventure of Mando.
Yeah, Mando's just what Boba should have been. I think that's the idea they had when they were writing Mando.
Yeah. What are you saying here? Love.
Yeah,
I don't know who that is. Okay. Yeah, just bump it up to 50 and then round it up to 90. Yeah. If you could do that, that'd be great. 90-minute episodes of Mando. Thank you. That's what I mean about the last episode.
Look, I guess like the guy in the restaurant who needs to pay like 160 and he pays 150 and says, keep the change.
We need that figure with two little droids. Yes.
Yeah, those were cool.
He literally is. I want to agree with Karga from the previous episodes, but we'll settle for this. Yeah, like this version. Imagine, right? I see this like in a DTOF, a white cool down light with a black or or grey background, and him just standing like all regal with his arms folded or something. I think he'd just look epic with the robe flowing back. Woo! That'd be cool.
Talking figures, you could even buy like a statue of IG-11 now and use it as the statue in the town.
Yeah, you could. You could. You literally could. Renz is in the house. Hawk Boy.
Welcome back, Renz.
Hawk Boy. This is applicable to him. You know what we do.
Renz, he's like this guy in the movie, in a movie that's always late. He sleeps in, and when he's finally awake, he gets like the best one-liners of the movie.
He's an artist. He's a creative. Like he's on a crazy schedule. He was probably up till 2 a.m. painting, drawing, doing something, no doubt.
Or like the substitute in the game. He comes in, scores right away. That's Renz.
Yeah. Yeah.
What were we doing? Bomb, scores right away.
Classic. Let me just see what the next slide is. I think it's a bit of a compilation of their time there. So we get a bit more of his story, get to see. I think this... I think we're going to get IG-11 back. I mean, that's
of course.
What it's leading to, right? That's so cool. What did you think about that? Did you anticipate him coming back? What were you thinking?
No, I didn't. I do like it because I have the figure, so now I can use it for other seasons as well. I think it's kind of weird because the self-detonation was pretty thorough, but you could argue that his armor is pretty thick. But then, if his armor is that thick, then why is the self-detonation made the way it is? Because it has a function, right? I think you need to detonate like ISB, CIA, KGB agents would use cyanide, and to get some collateral damage as well. But I kind of felt like it was also meant or put in IG units as a safe fill to not get captured. So the memory card wouldn't get captured as well, or
and here the memory card's going to be intact.
And everything is mainly intact. It's just reset to factory default. And it lost the lower limbs, but other than that, it's just back to regular programming. It seems.
Yeah, it was convenient.
Yeah.
I think. Where is it? That's true. I've skipped some here. Renz is an artist. He goes by his own rules.
By his own rules.
He does.
That's what I do. You know how we do.
You know how we do. The bomb was definitely in his chest. And straight as his chest. Oh, shit.
That's how thick his armor plating is.
That's how much of a baller he is. Didn't Mando shoot IG-11 in the head with one shot when they first found Grogu? Andre, stop.
Shot?
Don't ruin it for me.
I don't know, because when you see how much he unloads on IG-11 now, that's
true.
A lot,
he did. It was one shot. It was one shot in his head.
Oh, man. What's a precision shot? Right through the eye.
Stop it, Andre.
Right
Stop
through the
eye. Maybe his pistol got weaker. Okay? Leave Mando alone. Don't ruin my Mando! But it's cool. They go get him. I think this is when I used this picture instead of the first one where the pirates. This is Grief Karga and Mando.
This is like the least meaningful scene. If you have the whole scene, this is the least meaningful picture of the scene.
Hear me out.
Okay.
Because it's the aftermath. Look, you got a bit of the cape.
Yeah,
a bit of his robe. You got the pistol. The aftermath of him being a boss. Okay, he's the Damio. He is the Boba of this town. Not only is he doing good things, he'll take you out. He'll kick your ass. And he gave him a chance.
He'll kick one's ass, and then he'll let Mando do the rest. He's like the little brother who talks shit, who dares to talk shit when his big brother is around.
Hey, look, if I had Mando there too, I'd be talking shit. I'd be like, huh? Come at me, bro.
Come at me, bro. Pussy.
Come at me.
Pussy.
Just while Mando's leaning up against the wall. Chilling. And
I love that the captain's name was Vane, because it reminded me of Black Sails with Captain Vane.
Yes. Yeah, that's cool. I love Black Sails. That was a good show. Yeah, but I just thought that was cool. It kind of was like a cool moment for Grief Karga just to stand up to these guys. You know,
Yeah.
it's him showing he's the boss, which I thought was I like that for his character, and I
And
hope we
that the
get
town
more
has
of him throughout the
thrived,
show.
and that he's able to get Mando into a comfortable lifestyle, which he
Yes.
doesn't accept for the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I like how he's trying to convince him to come over. And I
Yeah.
also liked all the creatures, all the aliens, the world that they created. I really like the world that they made.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting to see all the creatures in the town and being daylight. It felt like a nice, usually in a lot of Star Wars stuff, it's sort of deep down worlds. This
Oh, your
one
sound is off again.
is it?
Yeah, now it's back.
Testing. Yeah. So I really enjoyed that whole sequence basically. But then they get
And I liked
IG.
how this city was filmed in the void, just like
Was it?
Ant-Man's Quantumania was filmed in the void, but this felt like it was a real place,
Yeah,
as
it
opposed
did.
to
It did.
the other one.
Yeah. Hang on. Just saying. Pull me out of the show fast. The John screenshot special. you.
You know, this stream
Yeah.
would be so boring without chat. Because we don't have to do anything. We just drop some slides and we yada yada over the slides, but chat makes
You
it
guys
fun.
make it. You guys make it. Rans, Hot Toys. I know how to self-destruct, but I want to bring back IG-11 because we still have a lot in stock in the warehouse. We need to sell them. That could be. Maybe they hit up
Yeah.
Favreau. Bring him back. We need to sell him. Marshall June got.
Yeah, I thought that
recruited.
was done. I liked that, to be honest.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
kind of felt that they were leaving the door open in case, just in case,
Just
in
in case.
case they think they can sell toys off of her.
And they might even recast her, to be
Yeah.
fair.
I don't think they will recast her. I think they'll only get her back to do it.
Ooh,
Because Gina
really?
Carano, I don't think anyone will accept a recast of Cara Dune other
You
than
don't
Gina
think so?
Carano. No. But it kind of feels like they're keeping the door open for her.
That's kind of what it felt like.
Yeah.
Which is smart. It's a smart play. And it's believable. She's a soldier. Like, I
Yeah.
can see her going off and doing that.
Yeah. It's better than she died. She got killed.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
fought bravely, but she got killed.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Do you
She
remember?
lost.
I used to watch Friends when it was on, and you had
Mm-hmm.
like this Dr. Drake Ramore who was
Yes.
Joey, and there was Hans Ramore, the evil twin. But he was smack talking the writers that he was a better actor than the writers or something. So he got written off the show, and right
Yeah.
when they were filming the show, he was supposed to go down an elevator shaft, and he was just trying to resist needing to follow the script to go into the elevator shaft. That was
Yeah, I know
hilarious.
that. I remember that. That's hilarious. Yeah, at least they didn't kill her off. Friends, I think Hot Toys just melt them down and make another Iron Man. Hey, I'll take it. Don't forget that Cara Dune was banished to the world of woke. Yes.
Yeah, and I think woke will have its diminishing returns.
Eventually. Cara
Cara
Dune.
done.
Classic. So we're up to slide 7, and that's where Mando, for some reason, thinks he can fix IG-11.
Yeah, because was he ever like? Did we establish him? I don't. I hope Mando doesn't become the Mary Sue of this episode, because did we ever establish that he's like this great mechanic?
He fixed his ship. He did. He was fixing his ship.
Oh, I
Like
thought
certain things.
what's the woman called again? She was called in.
She
to fix the
did,
ship.
but he'd fix things. Remember when they were on the ice planet?
He fixes things.
Yeah, he was on the ice planet. He had to fix his ship again and get it off the ice planet.
Okay.
He's done stuff. I've seen him do.
He's done stuff.
But it obviously shows he's not a master because IG-11 tries to kill him or kill Grogu. So this is definitely a Terminator.
Yeah, your sound went off again.
Really?
It's back.
Man,
It's
the
back.
Matrix is trying to hold me back, bro. Trying to hold back my thoughts. Terminator. Oh, it probably gets flagged for just saying the word Matrix in the stream. Jesus.
Probably.
Terminator nod. It was a great movie.
Yeah. I was tempted to change my name into like IG 1000 or something, but
No.
I went for Babu Frick.
Nice. Lukagi's got it for you. IG 1000. He's like
Handy
me,
with the
handy with a spanner. Damn, you're quick. He was quick. And you did, Grogu. He did. And Mando was like failing like Joel. He was failing like Joel trying to stop IG-11.
Yeah.
And someone else had
but
to
the
save
throw, the throw was really ridiculous, right? It was like a purse.
Yeah.
He threw Grogu like a purse.
Classic. That's when you every time we go between slides, we get to see Pedro.
We see the Pedro.
Wait. Pedro douche. Douche. Warning kids, flashing lights.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
What's his next slide? Oh, it's the Babu Frick people.
Yes, I love these guys. They were so cool. Do you want to touch on this? I love the way they talk.
Like these guys are just great engineers. I kind of love the design of these guys, and it felt really Star Wars-y again. Even though the first time we see this species is in The Rise of Skywalker, right? With Babu Frick.
I think so.
Even though it's from the second trilogy, I really like the design.
Yeah, I love how he's just sitting in there. Like, it's very Star Wars in there. I love their little world with the lights and their roof, and it's so cool. Yeah. And I even loved the fun of Grief Karga, like trying to translate, like Mando can't understand what they're saying, and, like annoying him. I thought that was funny. Yeah. Then Grogu trying to squeeze him, even fun. Like, those moments are those really cool, and that's something we haven't talked about yet. There's all the little father-son moments, like when they're flying in the ship and like the whales are like space flying through them. I loved that too. I forgot to talk. I loved that. That was so cool. I couldn't remember anything about space whales. I'm assuming that's been in
Rebels.
Before.
It's Rebels.
Okay, I loved that. So, and then when he sits in his lap, like
those space whales are like the reason that I'm thinking that they're going to draw all the shows together a bit more, because at the end of Rebels, Space Whales, they bring Ezra Bridger to a certain location. So I'm kind of thinking that Rebels and Ahsoka and Mando will all tie into each other now. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I did like that. And I love the stuff between Mando and Grogu, especially in the end when he's teaching him about being a Mandalorian and not trusting pirates and all that type of stuff. Like, we're seeing him start to teach Grogu now, even in small bits. But this whole sequence...
He's trying to hug Baby Frick.
Often said that he thought this was his best scene of the episode.
Cool.
The whole sequence, all the stuff with Grief Karga, I really enjoyed. And look, I loved that whole episode. I'm a shill. Either way. Is that BSB in the background?
BB-8. I didn't think it was BB-8.
BB-8.
It looked like a pod of some sort, right?
It kind of does. Oh, to me, it kind of looks like BB-8.
It kind of does.
Like something similar. Yeah. I just thought this was funny. It was a cool moment. It was one of those Mando and Grogu moments that I loved, with Grief Karga added in. Oops.
Hello.
Pedrogasm. One more time. Douche. So then they go to leave the town. So actually, slow it down. After talking with Grief Karga, he's like, fix IG-11 for me. So he's getting these guys to fix IG-11, and I'm assuming he then flies off to go see Bo-Katan to see what's up, assuming that he's going to come back to this world, which we'll see Grief Karga again, because he's going to come back to get IG-11. So I like that. I love the hopping around.
Yeah, because
that is something that
IG-11 to go to Mandalore.
Yeah, so I love that, and I love the world hopping for Mando. I think it must be hard to tell a story at emotion when you're darting around so much, when you've got to go from place to place so often. They have to capture a lot of travel time, and that's when he had his previous ship He could have talking moments and moments like that. And I like how they translated that to this episode of zooming in on the cockpit of this ship. And that's where he's going to have teaching moments and talking moments with Grogu in their travel, because they spend a lot of time traveling. Would you agree? So doing a show like that where they're constantly traveling, they do such a great job of building story, building characters. When they've got, if you think about this episode, how much they moved around, you know what I mean? Like, and then going to see Bo-Katan, a lot of travel time.
Yeah, and I think the travel time also makes it more Star Warsy because you get spaceships.
Yeah, yeah,
and so it automatically feels like Star Wars, right?
yes, and that's
Oh man,
and
I
that's
didn't
what I love
even
about it.
notice this. Did you
No, I
notice it?
didn't notice that. No, I didn't. The
I
dude
kept
switched to you.
translating.
Yeah,
He drank the goo.
yeah, he did drink the goo. But this sequence was fun. Seeing him, he's an amazing pilot. I love that
Yeah.
he's always been a good pilot. Like, he'll kick your ass.
Yeah.
And then the whole teaching Grogu about flying and how they come on, and then dealing with the boss. That guy I thought was a really cool character. He looked very realistic, like puppeted, and the captain, whatever his name is, that they come up. He looked really good.
Swamp Thing.
I've only got one. Yeah, Swamp Thing. And that whole sequence kind of leads to this. So this is the last slide. So again, it was a quick episode. I loved this world. I loved her on the throne. I just think everything looked really grand and empty, and just very grand in this whole palace. What did you think of this whole sequence?
Yeah, she looks distraught and beaten because she doesn't have the Darksaber, so everyone's left her. She's only missing like the Brothor belly, sunglasses, the Xbox, and the beard. That's the only thing she's missing. But before that, Mando shows the armor, the crystallized piece of the Mandalore surface. Because the Empire said that the surface of Mandalore was poisoned. There's poison gas over there, so it's kind of like The Last of Us in that regard. Where in The Last of Us, Fedra says that the mall has been affected. Over here, it's the Empire saying that Mandalore is covered by poison gas, so people can't go there. And of course, Mando needs to go there because he needs to swim in the water beneath the Beskar mines, the mines of Mandalore, and but Armor says he can't, of course, because the Empire says you can't go on the planet. That's why he needs IG-11. But it kind of seems, because from the Jawas he got this piece of crystal, and to him it's proof that people can go to Mandalore to get the crystallized.
He wants it to be.
No. Because the way that the Empire sells it, it's like no one's able to go to the surface of Mandalore because of the poison gas. After the Empire destroyed Mandalore. But this is proof that people can get there to get the crystallized glass. So it's kind of a scheme of the Empire to cover something up, which is pretty cool. Because they did the same on Kamino, right? Kamino is like the colony where they made the clones, and they blew it up and they covered that up. And it feels like it's the same thing over here. And the way that the second trilogy went, the way that you don't watch the Bad Batch, right? But also the way that the Bad Batch went, it kind of feels like the Empire is trying to clone vessels for the Emperor, like the Snoke project, and so this could be like this a colony made for cloning Snokes. Which also makes the need to have a force-sensitive being like Grogu still. So I really like how they weave this all together. So it's like this big sequence what's going on Mandalore. It's not only Mando's quest to get there. It's also what's
Mm.
the big secret that the Empire is covering up.
Yeah, that's going to be so cool if they pay that off.
Yeah.
That's going to be really cool. Good point. I hope they do that. That'd be sick.
Yeah, probably though.
Often says Karga is a Mary Sue because he knows languages without backstory.
Often is traumatized by Cassie Lang being Mary Sue.
Yeah.
He's lashing out now. He's just lashing out now.
He's lashing out. He might even ban you.
He
Love
might.
Bo-Katan, but how long has she been sitting there in an empty hall on the throne? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it kind of did. It felt a bit weird.
Mando's basically playing. She could have been informed that he had arrived, and she came to the throne room to see him and thought she'd just set up.
Yeah, she put away the beer. She shaved.
And she just wants to look badass. It would have been better if she was in pajamas, like just fully defeated.
That would have been cool, right? With pajamas.
Yeah. How long do you think she was sitting there, hoping someone would walk in and catch her looking badass? I don't know, but when I get the Boba Fett throne, I'm going to put her on that pose, on that throne.
Yeah.
Just like that. Hopefully Costa Reeves and Axrove join Mando in his spy troop.
Where are those? Where are they?
We might see them again. Bo-Katan took finding a cool pose and not wanting to change it to another level.
She's one of us. You know how you get something in a pose and you don't want to change it? It actually hurts to take it out of the pose.
It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
I've not done certain videos because I didn't want to take a figure out of a pose.
I know, right? One of us. One of us. One of us.
Needed to be in PJs. Definitely.
That would have been fun. Yeah, like Bro Thor.
I want to know now, do you think they're going to fight? I feel like they're going to fight, these two. All right? I feel like there's going to be a showdown between her and Mando for the Darksaber at some point. I think she's going to... I feel like she has the want for the power and to be the leader, and I think that she's going to challenge Mando at some point.
Yeah, so I feel that she is going to betray Mando.
Right.
I don't know if she is going to fight him directly. So maybe she's going to send Moff Gideon after Mando so that she can fight Moff Gideon and get the Darksaber.
But why would she think Moff Gideon could beat him? Or she just wants to use him as a patsy maybe to...
Yeah, I think so.
She doesn't have to face him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys in the chat feel like that? Do you think she's going to betray Mando, or do you think she's going to straight out challenge him? Because ever since season 2, there's just looks that she gave when he had the Darksaber that made me think she's going to try and get it from him at some point.
Yeah. I loved how Mando just wanted to give it to her.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
He doesn't even care. He doesn't even care about the Black Saber.
He just does not give a shit.
Yeah.
I can't wait to pose that figure up with the Chrome Mando. I can't wait to play with the Darksaber. Andre says, I'm saying negative comments by episode. Yeah, look, we've been a bit critical too, but for me, I love Mando that much that I will still, like, rewatching it again, it was just joyous. Every time.
Yeah.
I don't care. It just...
It's the most Star Warsy things there is, right, at the moment.
Yeah, Mando to me is my Star Wars Iron Man. Like he can do no wrong. I don't care. I just want to see content of Mando. I just want to see him doing shit because I just love it. So you can might as well just put me down for 5 out of 5 every episode. You will find out. Andre is very watchable.
It was watchable. Rens.
Damn you, Rens. You're a freaking rebel, okay? You're a rebel. Out. He's probably gone back to sleep now. He's like, he's probably drinking. He's
okay, I'm spent. I'm spent.
He's like a wild artist. I can just imagine him just playing bongos, running around, dancing, playing music, drinking, doing art. He's crazy.
Nah, just waking up late, doing one-liners, hitting everyone, and going back to bed again.
He's Hawkboy. I love the sequences. There was a few more shots of this whole scene from front on, like following Mando in, that I could have used, but I wanted to capture all of them together.
Yeah.
Um, I'm excited for where the show's going and what's going to happen on their
Yeah, me
journey.
too. Me too.
Because action is coming.
Not
Don't
as excited as I am for Ahsoka, to be honest, but still excited
really.
enough. Yeah.
No, no, Mando all the way, baby. Come on. I'm excited for Ahsoka, but Mando's better. Pedro Gasm. Hang on, one more time. For the people that are watching. I'm sorry. Pedro Gasm. For the next 2 weeks. When we've got The Last of Us and Mando together, this is what you get. Pedro Gasms. I'm sorry. But that's going to be the background from now on. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. That wraps it up. That wraps us up, mate. We've done nearly an hour and a half. That's not bad for 2 shows.
That's nice. That's nice.
That's not
Go back
bad
to
for
sleep.
2 shows. But rating system, I don't even know. Put me down for 5 out of 5. Do you guys have anything in the chat that you want to put in? Oh, what? Hang on. How dare you? You are fired. That's what's up. Fired. Andre, good job. Thanks, brother. Thanks for being here. Good to see you back.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else want to join often in the doghouse?
The doghouse.
Anyone else? 4 out of 5 killer crocs. Nice. Anyone else? How dare you not think how I think? Isn't that funny when people get like that? How dare you rate something?
Look at The Empire Strikes Again. He has 5 out of 5 of the armor.
That's cool.
Tools.
That is cool. Yeah, bro. He strikes again with 5. I love it.
Or
Renz.
Spanish.
Even Renz. No, look, that's what I love. Everyone has their own thoughts and feels like, we were the villains with Ant-Man a little bit. So, look, we all see it differently. We all have our things that we see differently. So, appreciate it. 5.
That's disgusting, dude.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
And look, it is Pedrogasm time.
Yeah, it is.
Bo-Katan versus Mando. I really enjoyed this episode. 5 out of 5. Yeah, Butch. Channel member Butch. Absolute legend. I love Bo-Katan versus Mando. I love the possibilities.
Don't you think Moff Gideon will be back, though?
He will.
Yeah.
He will. They even mentioned him. 2 out of 5. Okay. I'll die with you often.
2 out of 5, man.
Look, I can tell Andre and Often, they're Andor type. They're
like, a new screen in Andor.
Yeah. Oh shit! Andre and Often a skiing in Andor. Oh shit! Ride or die, boys. Ride or die. A love story is forming before us. Skiing and Andor uniting together. Lani gives it 4 out of 5 because of
It was horrible.
Still a high score though, Bob. Thank you.
True.
But yes, all in all, glad to have it back. Super excited. I think we can all agree we're all pretty excited where it's going to go, where the story's going to go. He's already Jon Favreau's already written season 4, so even more exciting. Yeah. Andre misses Jewish mum in Twin Peaks.
Yeah. So Andor was a trove for rundown nicknames.
It was one of the greatest experiences
it
ever.
Was Jewish mom and Twin Peaks. That's what
Mando and Andor are holding up the Star Wars franchise at the moment.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I want a Timothy Olyphant show. Give us, just give it to us. Like Justified, just following him, have him go off on his own, do his own thing. Man, if they do that, don't you think that'd be a great show? He's such a good character.
Yeah, but I would have thought that Boba Fett would have been a cool show, and I thought that seeing Obi-Wan would have been a cool show. So my expectations these days are very, very low, which I think is a good way going into these things, because you don't get disappointed as much.
Yeah, it's true. Expectations have been messing with me lately, and I've got to try and stop that. Andre, me too, man. Me too. I love the Cape robots. They
Yeah,
were
yeah,
look.
yeah, yeah.
Give us a grief. Give us that
They were
grief
funny.
cargo
They were
with
funny.
those accessories. With those accessories, just do it, Hot Toys. Please do it. Do it. Hashtag Andor. All right. Well, let's wrap it up, guys. Thank you all for being here.
Look, I is saying this. There was this. I don't know which content it was. Was it Ant-Man or was it something else? Where I saw someone also perform the Mos Espa twist. I don't know what it was again. Was it Ant-Man?
Was it?
With an unnecessary twist in there?
I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. Okay, anyway.
Too exclusive. He's saying. Unbox Mando. Ah, yes. I need to unbox him. I need to get him out. Can't do it now, though. Can't do it now. We've got to wrap up and get. I need to get on with my day, and Anthony needs to go to bed because he no doubt has a mission tomorrow morning, I bet.
As always.
As always, Bubba Freak. What's going on the channel, Anthony? When are we seeing Captain America?
Yeah, I think I'm over halfway done with Sam Wilson Captain America, so I think it'll be before the next rundown. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, damn. Yes, please.
I think so. And after that,
Yes,
Shang-Chi, because the Shang-Chi figures is dope. It's dope.
Yes. It's so dope. More Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi's coming at you. And funnily enough, once I finish Shang-Chi, Cap will be my next one. So we're switching.
They're both great.
Yeah. Oh, you went on mute. Oh, he's typing.
Oh yeah, I said they're both great figures.
Deidre riding a Vespa with two trees in the back. I would allow. I'd allow that. High table is keeping figure posing busy. It is. It definitely is. What's going on for me? Currently doing.
What is going on for you?
What is going for me? Currently filming Shang-Chi. Ahsoka's on the way. Ahsoka will probably be another live unboxing. I'll probably do. I'm continuing to do that in my partnership with Pop Collectibles, so I will do that. But I really am just having fun with Shang-Chi and focusing on posing him up without Wenwu, because when Wenwu comes, it'll be all about posing them together. So I'm trying to do poses that aren't the type of poses I will do with Wenwu. So I'm enjoying that. Once we get that done, I'll be moving on to Sam Wilson Cap. So we'll have a mixture of live unboxings and posing videos coming. I am going to get back into the posed up soon. I've just time-wise, schedule-wise, it's been difficult for me to add that in, but posed up will be coming back at some point. And some tutorial type shows. I also want to do, Anthony, I want to do a show with me, you, and a few other of our posing cohorts in the collecting community, and do like a roundtable discussion of posing, maybe, and pose together. I've had an idea about that, but again, just scheduling something like that would be difficult. Don't you think maybe like 4 of us, 5 of us, get DS back, and we'll just have like a catch up and do just some poses and maybe answer questions for people who want to learn about displaying or posing figures, and do them while we're talking about them, how to do a walking pose, what's some tips for balancing figures without a stand, or whatever. I feel like that'd be fun. I think we should do something like that.
We could do that.
So I want to do something like that soon. So I've got ideas. It's just, I've got to find a way to not have to work, so I can just do.
You sound again. Is it only me? I don't know.
It might just be you. Let me know if I'm dropping out. Anyway, we're wrapping up anyway.
It might be
Wrapping up anyway.
With my Joel ears.
Yeah.
Might be my wrong ear. Because of all the shooting.
Joel. Come on, Joel. But thankful you guys. So stay tuned anyway. Lots coming to the channel. Butch says, hey, great job, John. Latest pick of Shang-Chi. Anthony, can't wait for Sam Wilson showcase.
Thanks,
bring
man.
it. Thank you, sir. Cannot wait. often says, I missed your Shang-Chi unboxing, but I'll watch the replay. It looks like a good figure. Thank you, sir. Yeah, he is. He's really cool. He's so cool. That would be a great picture. Ren's got to make that happen. The Kagi, that'd be sick. Oh, it's dropping out for you too. Okay, well, let's wrap it up. All you guys, thanks for being in the chat. You know who you are. Ballers, legends, shot callers, all you guys. If you've been listening, thanks for listening. If you ever get a chance and you're listening to join the chat, hop in, say hello. Join the family. Join the cult. Join the Mandalorian.
The cult.
It's Pedrogasm time. Anthony, any final words?
This is the way. And bye.
Ooh. Catch you guys.